1 2 1 2. Got it.
A 1 2, a 1 2.
Introduce
1
myself.
2 1 2 1 2.
My name is
1
This
2.
Marquis. Let's see, yeah.
Got it.
A 1 2, a 1 2.
What's going on, everybody? Breaking news here. The Straight Up Podcast
My name is
is in your
This
area.
Marquis.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Wild Body here. Got a couple guests. We'll meet them right after
A
the
1 2,
intro.
a 1 2.
Meanwhile, what's going on, everybody? Let's get it. What's happening? What's going on? It's about that time once again for the Straight Up Podcast, episode number 47. 47 on this 27th day of March. Somebody's birthday today. I think it's my niece's birthday, Kaya Jones. Happy birthday to the niece. Hitting you up later. And once again, Straight Up Podcast. That's right. We got some guests in here today. We got our regulars. It is what it is. Let's get it going. What's going on? How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? JB Swift, what's going on in chat? This episode of the Straight Up Podcast is brought to you by Pop Pop's Woodshop. Pop Pop's Woodshop, specializing in custom woodworking, China cabinets, coffee tables. They do it all. They're specializing to provide you with top quality work at the utmost professionalism. You give them a call, 1-800-286-5233. 1-800-286-5233. Use the code PICK, P-I-C-K. Once again, shout out to Pop Pop's Woodshop. That's right. What's going on, everybody out there? 27th of March. Shout out to the people on the playback. Also, this is today this marks the, wait a minute. Pops, 12. Wait, 2000. This is 2010. 11 years till my dad died on this day here.
Oh, man.
R.I.P. to Pops, man.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
What's up?
My gin partner.
See him, gin. Yeah, man. We're here today. Shout out to comrades not here. Brother See Me Hustle over in Africa. And we got Brother Mordeev supposed to be joining us later on. So moving on to our special guest today from Gary, Indiana. Now by way of Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Davenport. Thanks for joining us today, Dav.
Yes, sir. Always, brother. Always.
And Conrad, St. Louis, Alabama.
Legendary voice, man.
What's that?
Yeah.
That boy voice legendary, man.
Yeah.
From St. Louis, my comrade.
Iconic. You got an iconic.
Alabama, by way, comrade.
Talk, man.
Dixie Freely, welcome. Thanks for joining us, brother.
What's good, man? Glad to be here.
So today, man, we're gonna scrape the surface a little bit. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. I want to talk about racism, discrimination at the workplace. You know, I've had many jobs before. You know, not only at work, but also higher learning institutes as well. This stuff in place. I want to talk about that. Affirmative action. You know, first, how do we deal with racism and discrimination at work? You know, ways to get, not all the time can you take somebody and choke them out until they, till they pass out. So, not only do we want to talk about it, but we also, maybe there's someone out there that's dealing with that right now. Then, we want to show the witty way. We got to beat them with our wits to be able to handle things like that. So, want to talk about that as well. I'm pretty sure we have some stories here. One time or another, we've dealt with discrimination and racism at work. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. So, anyone could just jump in at any time as far as tell me what kind of discrimination or, racism have you experienced at work, and how did you go about, getting on with it?
Who want to go? I mean,
Huh?
I haven't had any blatant racism.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more covert than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you, but I think
my bad.
No, go ahead. Dad, now we don't know who. Everybody start talking at one time and shit like that.
I get it. Go ahead, Pot. You say what you was gonna say.
Well, I don't know if mine was really racism, but there is discrimination, and when you're working for people, I mean, you'll find yourself in a discrimination situation. Like, I had a few trucking jobs, where certain characters already knew my destiny at the job, and I ain't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? So
what
it
do you
goes
mean,
to
like the plans they have for you, where
what if I was going to get laid off and I wasn't, and these are other coworkers, you know what I mean? Like, but of different color, most definitely.
Wow.
So, I had one guy, he was like, you're going to get laid off in 2 weeks, some shit like that. And I'm
Some
like,
regular Joe Schmo?
The guy that worked in the warehouse, just a regular worker, you know what I mean?
Wow.
He was like, you and this guy and this other guy.
He knew some people in there, so.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That would it sound like.
But the thing is, he was just giving me a ups on what was going on in the future. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to, be bashful or anything like that. He was like, he just pulled me to the side. He was like, yo, you're getting laid off. Whatchamacallit's getting laid off. And so I was like, man, this dude don't know shit. Something wrong with him. I was just saying that in my mind. I was like, man, you ain't nobody here. I was just saying that in my mind. I was like, who are you, man? You just a regular worker, man. But shit, it all came up. They called us to the office and everything, dog.
He was somebody's nephew there or something.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You probably related to somebody.
Probably worked there for a while, but did not management, but been a real seniority type of person. There's some people that just don't want to be management.
Worker though, dog. But
he said he was new though. Didn't you say he was kind of new? Or you been
there? A different job. That was a different one.
Oh, so he got a couple experiences.
Yeah. So so the thing is, damn. So when I got, me and the guy was sitting in front of the boss, you know what I mean? So he was making excuses to lay us off, you know what I mean? So he was like, we was robbing him of hours or some shit like that. Like,
anything.
So he was like, you know what? You guys should say you don't have to leave. I was like, nah, man, you can lay me off. You know how I do it, dog. I was like, yo, since you even, made an attempt to lay me off,
you know what you about to do. You know how you about to handle it. I worked with you before.
Flip some shit over.
Nah, man, they were just trying to find they didn't have no work. So they was trying to find excuses to get rid of people. They didn't have no work. They was low on work. You know what I mean? There was too many drivers, less work. You know what I mean?
You call bullshit on it?
So he was trying to find, reasons to lay people off and keep other people. And you know what I mean? So when I went there, so I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, man, you could lay me off. The other guy needed it so bad and all that. It's like, I was like, man, you could lay my ass off. That was the best decision I ever made. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I got out of there. And that guy who told me that actually got shot in the head. He got killed in New York, gambling money.
Damn.
Got shot in the back of the head. That's crazy.
Wow.
But
that shit took a crazy turn.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Go ahead, Dixie.
Another job. Hold on, let me finish mine real quick just to get it out the way.
Go ahead. I know you was on.
Then the other job, a guy was hired, like I was there for 5 years. They hired this other guy, different color skin again. already hired him for more money. He was getting paid, but he was letting me know that. He was telling me, he was letting me know. He's like, yo, man, how much you making here? And I told him how much I was making. He's like, dang, man, this how much they offered me. And then now they offer me another $5 raise. And I'm like, damn, they want to give us
a big raise. Nigga, $5.
So I'm like, so you know,
I never disagreed with that, but
so he didn't do nothing that I did. I was doing hazmat. I was doing everything for that company, dog. And I was getting paid less than just the regular shit. You know, I was supposed to get the most pay. I'm the only one who do hazmat, hazardous materials and all that shit. Yeah. And he was still paying me the standard pay, you know, at the job. And this guy was doing standard work, but he got damn near 2 raises over me. And he been there for a couple of months. And I've been there for like 5 years.
Is that racism or is that just him getting over on it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so I don't know, like I said, but I think they pick certain people to, like, I guess because of racism, I'm thinking. Not racism,
like
but it's like yeah. You know, like, you know, he's a Caucasian guy, so I'm gonna give him the top pay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And you was the Negro.
Prejudice.
Yeah,
you was the Negro, so yeah.
It was like 4 of us trying to get raises. We was there for so long. We always trying to get raises. You know what I mean? It was about time to get raises. It was like 4 of us trying to get raises. This cat just come on like, you know what I mean, for a couple of months, and he left the job anyway, dog.
How you get a raise in a couple months anyway?
Exactly.
Couple months you get a raise.
Yeah. Wow. So I actually left after he told me that. I got some balls on myself because he actually showed me the truth when he said that. I just had a true picture. I was like, man.
Okay, all right, let's move along a little bit. Dixie has something to say, man.
Oh man, I'm because of my line of work, man, in the pharmaceutical industry and quality assurance and specifically speaking, I'm always in a situation where I'm the only black male or one of 2, right? So this stuff we're talking about, I've seen it at every job, at every level, you know, covert, overt, seen it all. From first job where I hear someone of the opposite race or the predominant race say the N-word in the cafeteria, you know. So of course I had to approach him about that. You know, and you know that was that. But what was weird about that situation was that was my first job out of college. So we talking like mid 2000s, right? Somehow it got back to the supervisors and stuff. I didn't say anything. I went directly to him and addressed it with him. But some kind of way it made its way back to the supervisors. And they not only didn't do anything to him, they gave him a promotion about 3 months after that. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's what we doing. All right. So I've seen stuff like that happen. Then on a more subtle side of things, it's like, okay, like the stuff Pop was talking about, you know, where they'll, you know, show prejudice towards someone else who's not of color. You know, I see it all the time. I see that right now in the position I'm in now, where, you know, they bring in someone else with less experience than me, but give them a higher position than what I'm in. And the reason this stuff matters is because that's the starting pay is determined by, you know, what position you come in at. If you come in at a 3, you're going to get maybe 90,000. You come in at a 2, you're going to start at 80,000, you know, something like that. So, but as far as handling it, it's tricky, man. You know, from what I've seen, you can't always just run the HR because a lot of times they're going to always back the company and be on their side, right?
Right.
The best approach I've seen that I've taken is just document everything. And if you think, you know, if it's something really, really bad, and you know, we always can go to the EEOC, and a lot of people don't know that. You go to the EEOC and file a complaint through them. And that way, you know, regardless of what comes of your case, that company cannot fire you. You know, they make life hard for you, but they cannot legally fire you because you filed a complaint with the EEOC. You know?
All right. Well,
as far as a solution.
That's going to change things, though. Once you file them complaints, now they gunning for you.
Indirect retaliation, man. Indirect retaliation. I've been seeing that all my life. You know,
come for you then.
So that's why you gotta do your own thing or just move on. Because once you disrespect me at a job,
that's it. Yeah.
I know that I gotta move on. I can't stay there. I'm not even gonna beg you to give me a raise after I know what kind of person you are. That's like dealing with a person that, you know, did something foul to you and ask you for forget, you know, whatever it is, and you be like, Nah, man, you go ahead, man. I'm going.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame
that
on me.
relationship is just messed up now. Yeah, that's it.
You're gonna get
Gotta
me in the
move on.
future. If you tried me now, you're gonna get me in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
You know what's funny? They tell these people that they're giving them money to that you know, don't tell people how much you're making, you know, kind of like, hey, I'm doing, you know,
Right.
they first thing they talk about when you're in the break room in the smoking area or something out about a water cooler. Hey man, how much they paying you in here, man? And then, you know, wait, dude, am I, you know, maybe it's a lot of times the person that's getting that bread don't know that they making more than 95% of the people in there. So he giving you the number and they looking at them. They're like, wow. So a lot of times they take your mouth shut, but you know, people gonna talk.
Yeah. And before I wrap my piece up, so you got that element coming from management level down. Then you got your peer-to-peer shenanigans, right? So it seems that when you are a person of color, it seems like people think that they can say certain things to you or talk to you in a certain tone. And this version of me, I'm checking that right out the gate. Like I'm not being, we're not having that. Like them days over. Like you talk to me the wrong way, I'm gonna let you. Hey, I'm not your son. I don't know you personally. Don't talk to me that way. You know, and that's the way you got to do it, man. You know, unfortunately.
Right.
Hey, what you say is how you say it. You got to, because these people will, man. They will go there if you let them.
You know, a lot of times, and I'll say to people, you know, we're stereotyped so bad when it comes to work. You know, a lot of the stereotypes that I hear is that we're never on time, you know, we're always late, we call out, we're lazy, which, you know, I disagree with that. But we already, it feels like when you go to a new company or something, you're automatically assume that you're that person. You got to kind of prove yourself to be, you know, oh, this guy ain't what the stereotype is. You guys
that's the society though. That ain't just the job.
That's called
not just prove yourself. You got to excel, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that's called paying the black tax.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this Caucasian lady at my job now, you know, she made it her business to try to, instead of just working her way up the ladder, she made it her business to kind of like try to, you know, climb up off the backs of other people. So we found out she was running to our department manager and bad mouthing, you know, our supervisor and me and some other people. And then just last week, and they fell for it a little bit. I've seen this story before, so I didn't say nothing. I said, you know what? I'm just not gonna talk to her ass, and I'm just gonna play it cool. I swear to God, dude, like a week ago, she put in her notice. And so now it's like y'all little doll, your little toy, you know, that you always playing favorites with is now leaving the company. You know, and now you got all these strained relationships, you know. So I don't know, man. I've seen a lot in the workplace on this topic we're talking about, a whole lot, but it takes a lot of patience and it just discipline not to, you know, go there sometimes.
Yeah. And then you got the house nigga, you know, the snitch.
Oh man, let's talk about that one.
Every job got that. Every job got that, yo. They got that one that want to tell everything.
It baffles my
mind. I was about to mention that dude too. I experienced one of them dudes too, man.
Yeah,
man. Actually, the boss, and the boss was like, "Here come this ass kissing ass motherfucker."
It blows my mind. You ain't lying. There's one on every job, bro.
Yeah, and then they'll try to convert you into one. They'll try to convert you into a brown nose, and I'm like, look, man, hey, that's the way you handle your business. You do you, but I'm not.
Boss don't
It's
even
one on every job for sure.
The boss don't want them next.
Every job.
They person thinks they can do that, and they're just gonna make them climb the ladder. But the people that's up top of the ladder don't want you next to them too, because you're gonna do the same shit to them that you did.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep, that's what happened with the chick I was talking about.
Hell, nigga.
Ran to a brick wall, huh? Let's get out of here. Ran herself off. See.
Mm-hmm. Here he comes about to kiss my ass. That's what the boss said. Here he comes about to kiss my ass.
You just want to go to work, do your job, get competitive pay, and go home. But unfortunately, a lot of that doesn't happen because of just the politics of places. You know.
Yeah,
it's how it is.
And the thing is, most of the time, man, we just come in and just want to be regular, right? We don't need anything extra.
Sure. True.
Most.
Because it's temporary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just come and get your money and go home, basically.
Yeah, but it's hard to get in that good working environment, man. It's always someone in there to disturb you.
Yeah, but you
always
definitely
that one
you're a person of
motherfucker.
color. Like I said, when you're dealing with your peers, it seems like there's always this extra layer of condescension in their conversation. You know, like I said, I had to check a supervisor not too long ago because I asked her a question. And I asked her a question about this record because it had her name attached to it. So obviously she's the person to go to and ask. So when I asked her the question, she basically, instead of answering me, she went immediately to telling me what my job is. And I said, listen, I reached out to you because your name's attached to the record. I said, you did, and she did answer the question. How she went through all that other stuff. And I said, you did answer the question. However, all that other stuff you were talking about, that's not required. And she didn't speak for me for like 2 months, and I didn't care. But that's what you got to do, man. You got to let these people know, man. Look, I'm not the one for that.
The company man. That's when you deal with a company man, that's when you got problems, yo. The motherfuckers that love. I never understood the company man. You love this shit that much.
Well, listen to this.
They're always trying to make you surrender how you really feel.
I've never felt that way.
But I feel. Listen. I kind of disagree. Well, I'm not a company man, but I bust my ass, and anything that I earn there, I want to earn it off of my work. Not anything else. Not my brown.
No, not that. I ain't talking about just somebody who work hard. I'm just talking about the company man.
That just
define a company man
down or anything. Like if they see you doing something that's against the company, like if you taking a break on your own or
what's your face over there?
That's
like a watchdog.
Right.
Yeah.
Hall monitor type motherfuckers, unofficial.
That's the company man right there. And we'll go snitch. Basically, usually snitch is a company man.
And I get tested like that even at my job today. Is somebody that I know that he always trying to test me, but I don't never give him nothing. He always trying to see how I feel about the owners because we interact with the
question
owners.
You. Don't fall for that shit.
Don't fall for
that. But the thing is, the owners calls him an asshole and everything. He's like, don't worry about that asshole.
Yo, a motherfucker got me like that before at a job here in Atlanta. I just worked for the city. He was like that. He fooled me. This nigga was recording everything on the truck. I didn't really know it. I figured this out later. And what made me figure out, he kept saying, "You can't see that, brother." Yo, that nigga kept saying, "Oh shit, Kareem, say that shit again." Laughing. And I say it again. I'll be like, man, yo, my attitude is, man, fuck you, baby. You got all that on tape. I know he do.
See that
niggas hated me after that, yo. Niggas hated me after that.
He plays you. He plays you.
Say
that again. One more time. Say that one more time.
Yeah, something to say, David.
I will give it to him. That nigga got
something to say, Davenport?
No, honestly, I done had to see him, bro.
He had a lapel mic on.
Well, it's not proven that he did it.
Got fired, or they let you go?
Not because of him, but
okay.
But they laid me off eventually.
Okay.
But I know he helped.
But
I can't prove that he did. I just know because somebody else said he had a tape recorder. They had issues. He had issues with a couple people.
Me one time. He told me to later on. You know, I had a recorder because I thought you were trying to get me fired. So he brought a tape recorder to the meetings, and I always was weird. The guy, or he used to carry a cell phone in his top pocket when the lens is out, the camera lens be sticking out. Every time he had that, you know he was recording. So
I ain't never had a friend at a job, man. I don't be fucking with them. I don't fuck with them like that, man.
Never give him any statement.
Like that.
Right. Never give him any statements. He asks you for a quotable, don't give him no statements, man.
It's a shame that you got those kind of cats, though. Like, man, shut the fuck up and do your job, dog. Like,
why? Thing, like, why we need all this extra shit, man?
Because this is the more crazy part. This nigga from College Park Projects, right? He's a hood nigga. He in the supervisor, because I was in ground and probably cut grass, shit like that around the city. Rumor is he was fucking the white boys. It's a little white dude, look like Barney Rubble. He was fucking them.
Whoa.
You know, all this came out later. Wow. So he was just said, so they was friends anyway. I was wonder why this little white dude come around looking at me kind of funny and just trying to write me up. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Yo, he was fucking him.
Wow.
It's a hood nigga.
Wow.
You would never think that about a nigga like this.
Hey.
Oh, so you fucking the white boy? The little white dude?
Omar from
Yeah, that's wild.
That shit is real wild. That's how he got it. I never would have expected that shit. I'm like, oh. It wasn't just me, though. He was trying to set a lot of people up. He wasn't really trying to get at me, but I guess since that's his undercover lover, I just got caught in the crossfire because I'm talking shit too. Because me and him actually was cool. It was other
I
shit.
don't get it, man. But the whole purpose of just doing that, I guess you ain't got shit else to do, dog. It's like, let me go and start some drama at work, get the best man fired.
Yeah, your life sucks if you got to do that and fuck up the other
You know what it is?
But the funny part is, he ended up getting fired because he left the job site. We was cutting grass somewhere around the city. He left out and went and got drunk.
Damn.
And it came back. And the funny part is I defended him, you know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't ask everybody, we got a truck. They asked everybody on the truck, and I was like, I don't know. I was just cutting. I ain't really paying. I defended him. You know what I'm saying? But, because that ain't my business. I'm not going to tell on you.
That's how I am, too.
But is it? No, this nigga ended up getting, it was a big thing. They had a big meeting. It was other people that said that they seen him drinking. That's how he got fucked up. Wow. That's the funny part. You trying to do that shit and it really backfired on you.
I'll tell you what. I tell you a lot of this is because of the way people do stuff like that. A lot of times ambition gets in the way. Somebody's ambition, a lot of times you have tunnel vision. So your etiquettes and things and people that you slide on the bus sometimes is indirect. Is you're just a casualty. You're a casualty of what they're trying to do, trying to rise the ladder, man, trying to make more money.
And that's stuff that'll get you hurt though, because you could do that on your own merit, on your own time, minding your own business. Right. Like that chick I was telling you about, she didn't have to go bad mouthing anybody she could have got somebody fired over that, Right. So, and that's the part they never considered, like the retaliation against that. Because if I would have lost my job, I was showing up at her house.
Hey, yeah,
I don't play like that.
I got one for you.
I'm gonna tell one story why about it because I got an appointment.
Go ahead, Dav. Yeah, love Dav. Go ahead, Dav.
In the military, 22 years in the military, man. Actually, the military has a zero tolerance policy as far as racism, right?
Uh-huh.
So one day, I'm coming back from lunch. I worked in the hospital, and this guy and I were kind of vying for the same parking spot, but I got there first. I was there first. I just drove in. I got out the car, came out. He drove past. He had his windows up, and I heard him yell loud the N-word. I was like, what?
Oh.
So I watched him. I waited for him to figure out where he was going to park, right? I think he thought I walked in the building, so I saw where he parked. So I came up behind his car, and I tapped on his window, and he wouldn't get out. I said, what'd you say? I said, I heard you, but what'd you say? I tapped on the window. He wouldn't say a word. I said, okay. I waited. I stood outside his door. He didn't get out, never got out. So I had to get back to work. But I knew where he worked. So I went down to his job, looked for him. I wasn't going to talk to the supervisor, but I just wanted to talk to him. So I went there, and I don't know if he told somebody, but anyway, I couldn't find him. Oh, he's not here. I'm like, man, I just saw the dude in the parking lot. He's coming back to work. He's here somewhere. So come to find out, he told his supervisor. No, I told, after they didn't tell me where he was or wouldn't let me know, I got in contact with the supervisor. I said, look, man, this dude called me the N-word. I said, I want to talk to him personally, but I don't know where he is. Nobody would tell me where he is. So I could have handled it just like that or whatever. Next thing I know, the dude got orders to another base, man, like 2 weeks later. They shipped him out because they knew I was going to come with a complaint about racism, right? And nothing, bro. They shipped his white dude. They shipped him out, bro.
Looked out for him.
He escaped.
And I didn't see him the whole time, bro. We worked in the same hospital, and it wasn't that big.
Shoes on the other foot. You would have got some kind of discipline for that.
Yep.
Yeah, he should have.
But he had the complexion for the protection.
Exactly.
There
bro.
you go.
He got him out of there, bro. They got him orders, bro. It's like, what?
In my life, a big black guy.
Like, yo.
Kept his job.
I was about 40 pounds heavier too, bro. I was ready. Bro. I already lose my military career.
Some 6'5", brother. I don't know. One of them 6'5", brother. You know what I'm saying? They were describing him. One of them 6'5", brother.
What was 6'5"?
I was about 290 pounds at the time too, bro. Yeah, bro.
Why you open that door? Jeez, you had to wait it out.
I wanted I don't know how I didn't see him for 2 whole weeks, bro. The hospital's not even that big. But they was high.
I just missed him.
Hey, shit, next thing I know, because I didn't need to go. I kept on it, right? Next thing I know, he was out of there, bro. I'm like, ain't that about it?
All right, you had another story real quick?
Now I'm saying, you know, I remember one time, I know we get on, you know, this is kind of like the same subject, but it's the boss this time. I remember when I got this trucking job, and he gave us all CDs and shit, so he could constantly contact you and shit. Damn. And the funny thing is, where the job was, it was right in the ports. It was like right in the ports, so he can see everything. He can see because it's all fences, so you know you can see, you know, all the trucks in line and his trucks that he owned and all that shit. My first day and shit, I went in the port, right? I'm on my way out the port, right? And I'm just hearing shit because I'm not used to no CB shit, right? He's like, motherfucker, your job's over. You're out of here. Fuck you, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I'm like, oh shit, that's a CB. He's like, you're done. You're fucking gone.
Oh, I've been crying.
Talking to you?
Huh?
He's talking
just
to you?
Because when I was in the port, I guess I got out the truck to take a piss or something like that. And I missed his call. And I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm doing my regular. I'm used to going to the port. And all I hear is I'm hearing something. I'm like, what? You're out of here. You're fucking done. You're
just because you got out the truck for a second? He's wilding like that?
He's a cop on all his employees. He watches, and if you take a certain amount of time inside, he think you milking him on the clock.
Oh shit!
So if you held up in line, he's fucking harassing you. If you in a long line or something.
Damn.
I quit that job like a couple of days later, dog. I was like, you crazy as hell, man. Not
what he said, you're done? That nigga told you he was done. Damn.
Stress niggas out doing that shit.
Dog.
I wouldn't have lasted.
Like, you're fucking done. It's over. You have no job. I went back on unemployment, dog.
Hey,
that's crazy.
So let me ask everybody. You know, everyone knows what affirmative action is and what it does and all that, right? Right, cool on that.
Yeah.
Do we think that?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Let me ask you. Well, the definition of affirmative action is a set of policies and practices within a government organization seeking to include particular groups based on their gender, race, sexuality, creed, nationality, and areas in which they are underrepresented, such as education and employment. So you see a lot of that in the workplace and as far as higher learning institutes.
Bullshit.
So yeah, so are you for affirmative action or are you against it? Or you think it helps us or does it harm?
I'm for it, but I think it's bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just to shut y'all up. Yeah, we got something in place for y'all to get equal paid, you know what I mean? Same as everybody else, but that shit ain't happening.
Right.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
always
they
kind of look at it.
Overqualified, same shit. Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead, Dixie, what you saying?
I kind of look at it like, I mean, I'm with Ritz on it. Like the stats have proven that, you know, it ain't as effective as we thought it would be over the years. The same thing is kind of like with the Rooney Rule too.
Right.
I mean, it's a good starting point, but it ain't necessarily get us where we need to be. Like, yeah, you got to interview so many black coaches a year, but you ain't actually hiring them though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Good point. Cause they do that shit all the time, man.
So
Yeah,
I mean, it's like window. You know, it's kind of like window dressing. You know.
Yeah.
Right, well, we doing it. We interviewed 3 blacks. You don't have no intention of hiring them.
Yeah, they just got to fill that quota. They just got to fill that quota.
Yeah,
Once that's over, man.
Yeah, but what about the overqualified part? When you're overqualified.
I've heard that. I've actually heard that before.
Like, yo, dude, you're just too fucking smart for this job.
Right.
Man, I've been unemployed for 2 years. You tell me that. Unemployed for 2 years, man.
Right.
Yo, have you smiling and walking out? Have you smiling like, yo, he said I was overqualified, dog. Smiling. Nigga, you just got game not to get a job, yo. He ain't even like the person.
And it was a bullshit job at that. It was a bullshit job.
You got somebody mopping floors. They're not going to stay there. They're just passing through. You think somebody's going to make a career out of sweeping floors?
That's pretty much what they're saying. If, like, say you work in IT, but you doing like warehouse work. They like, nah, you overqualified. Like, you ain't gonna stay here. You gonna go back to your IT work or whatever.
Right.
Basically, you wasted their time. Is how they feel. Then.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Trying that stuff now. It's hard to find people.
But the only thing is though, just to keep it 100 is that before stuff like the Rooney Rule and affirmative action, they wouldn't even bothering with the opportunity. Period. Right. So like someone else could argue, well, at least letting you in the room.
That's all that's for.
And so,
At least let me get in the room.
That's it, bro. We had a cup of coffee with him, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
What percentage of the NFL players are of our color? What 75, 85%?
Yeah, gotta be.
And how many GMs?
like that?
Gotta be.
You got one black GM or two? One black GM.
Vikings got one. Who else? The Vikings, the Bears got one now. So that's two.
Real happy to
How many owners?
Right, zero.
Owners? No, we never gonna get that. They ain't giving us
They
that.
ain't getting a part of the box.
They holding
Nah, they give it.
When
they
they wouldn't give it, when they
Box.
wouldn't let Walter
They ain't give
Payton
it up.
on the team, I knew then no
Right.
one. It was like that's crazy.
Right.
Magic Johnson tried. Magic Johnson tried to own something. What was it? I guess
They
the Raiders.
own the
It was-
Dodgers.
No, not the Raiders. He tried to own something, and they wouldn't give him that either, though.
You know what that tells you?
Die. You know,
know
when he
what
told like he trying to get in the box. You remember that when he Romeo must die when dude was trying to get in the box.
It's funny you said that because that was in my head because he was trying to own an NFL. I was about to say that.
Oh,
that
right,
movie
right,
showed
right.
you.
Right.
I was about to say that shit. That's funny, but yeah, that movie showed you he was trying. He had the money and everything.
You know what?
And they laughed at him. The white people laughed at him on it. Like, no, you're serious? Oh, he's really serious. Oh my god. You
what
would
that
never
showed
own
you?
too
That,
much
that
money.
tells you I don't care how much money you got. That's you still gonna be I mean, 'cause look, you got the money,
Yeah, and-
but you can't get in that club. What that tell you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Definitely.
Man, I say, man, we got enough millionaires, man. Create our own league. See how it go for them, bro. Create our own league.
Take all our resources out. We have the resources.
Take all our resources. Take the players out. Yeah.
I mean, now we took the players, they done. You know that.
they done right,
Right.
but that's us.
But that's what Deion Sanders trying to do.
That's why I
Trying to
love what
recruit.
I
Deion's
was
doing,
about to say that
man.
about
Yeah,
SBC.
he's
People
trying
didn't
to
peep that what
recruit.
Deion was doing. Shout
Yeah,
out to
he trying to
Deion.
do that.
Yeah,
Shout out to
did.
Eddie George.
I played at a historically black college. I know how it goes. And when Deion made the decision to go down there, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff that goes on is gonna get exposed. And he just exposed something last week with a few of the NFL teams going right across the street over there to Ole Miss to check out their pro day, but wouldn't cross the street to come check out Jackson State's pro day.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
Take
Oh,
all
they
that-
real close together? Like they actually close. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Same
right.
time.
Because
I'm sorry, y'all. I got to bounce, man. I got an appointment to do. But if y'all still on, man, I'll jump back on.
Hey man, thanks for
No, I appreciate you having me. I like this, bro.
Man.
Glad to be
Later,
back, man.
Dav.
All right, brother.
yeah.
I'll be good, fella.
Peace,
All
man.
right, brother. Peace, brother.
But imagine if we took all that talent out of those D1 schools, the Big East and ACC, and we put them in. We let them. They went ahead and played for HBCUs. Imagine, so easy.
It
Yeah,
wouldn't be
people
nothing.
forget there was a
It'd be fucked
time
up.
where it was like that.
Right. Right.
You know, there was a time we couldn't get into those PWIs.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when the money, when the big TV contracts came and all that, that changed.
Yeah,
And
that
then
changed
desegregation that shifted the landscape of things. So
Yeah.
we would just be going back to what we were doing before. But I don't know.
Gotta fuck their whole shit up. Yeah, that'd be it.
Yeah,
So-
and truth be told, especially in the NFL, the best players came from black colleges. Jerry Rice,
Right.
Walter Payton,
Walter Payton.
Michael Strahan. I mean, I keep going like this. Like people who are like all-time statistic leaders.
Steve McNair, Alcorn State.
Steve McNair, Robert Mathis, and there's several others. Mel Blount.
Oh shit. If you were smart, if I'm recruiting, I'm getting the best talent. So I want to check out I want to check out the stuff people ain't looking at. It's like digging for records, kind of. If you look at it, you're trying to get that.
Yeah, but I think that's also up to the owners of the fucking NFL too.
Some owners though. Some owners. I mean,
I think they get involved in that too though. Nah, you're not getting him. I want him from this college. I want him from this place. You know what I mean? I think they might want.
they're looking at it from filling the seat standpoint. You think?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably that too.
They always look
That
at
too.
that.
I even experienced
I'll tell you,
that at the college level, man. Because it's funny. I don't want to deviate too far from this topic of the show, but that's something. That's the first time I realized that what you just said. Why about it? When I was my freshman year, and I noticed that the coach. It seemed like he was trying real hard to play the local guys for some reason, and then the guys who were not from Huntsville, from the city where the school was at. It's like we had to work twice as hard to start or whatever. And I peeped that. Then I realized why he was doing it, because those guys have names in that town. So people are going to come see them, because they know them,
It's business, all business, man. You gotta work, what works for business, man. Like I said, even money, if it doesn't make no money, then it ain't right. Even if it is really right,
Yep.
So that's basically how it all works.
So sound a little bit like Coach Kendall. Sound a little bit like him.
That was we had that in our high school too, kind of, man.
Y'all too,
favorites and stuff.
Me in high school.
Hell yeah, that's why, man. You ain't worth. We end up being nothing because of that too.
Why you had to say it like that, dog?
Hey, when I'm sophomore.
Well, we just gave up our dream. Actually, it's our fault for allowing that to happen. But at the same time, it made you like, why am I wasting my time? It doesn't matter.
You be in a game. You be in a game. And you got to
play his boy.
I'm out on the field, and you run giving a running back the ball the whole time so he can break the state record. So all I'm doing is stalk blocking the whole time. Or
that was us too. But Ronnie Lou, that's my boy, but it was just right one left. Just
worked the ass off.
No, we worked like 3 plays the whole game. What the fuck? I'm just out there blocking.
21, 32 outside, 21 fast. Or 21 fast a fullback, but 32 outside, 21 cutback.
And 34 power trap, shit like that.
Right, or the power wire, the wing back. What's that play?
32. I sweat, yeah, it's all that shit, man.
I'm sitting out here with all this speed, and you got me blocking. I'm a small little nigga. Throw the ball so I can burn somebody.
If you was a wide receiver on that team, you was a blocker.
Yeah, well, that was us too.
That was us. Well, me. It's funny that you guys, we kind of like, talking sports or whatever, but really Coop said something that really is the real solution to all of this, to this topic. It's like, how do you value your time? And to tie it back to what we're talking about, not this position I'm in now, but the one before, they made a change to my title, right? So they gave me a new title. I started reporting to my supervisor's supervisor. I took on 3 additional tasks. Now, in my mind, that seems like a upward move, but they told me it was a lateral move. How is that a lateral move when I take on 3 different jobs? I'm now reporting to my boss's boss. How is that a lateral move? So, what Coop was just saying, how do you value your time? So it's like, okay, I can't beat them at their own game, but what I can do is just tell them, chunk the deuces and go find something else. And that's what I did. So that's really the solution to all of this, man. When you the person, you look at am I valuing my time here?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna add on to that.
Go ahead, more D. What's up, man?
And that's kind of why I've been kind of quiet and listening, but
you were saying
because I never really experienced it does exist in your face and behind your back, overtly and covertly. It does exist. But I learned early on in some of the jobs that I had, that nobody's really going to value you like you. And you always going to get the bullshit because you're not in a position to call the shots. And I had an elder who used to tell me, because he used to always complain about my jobs and shit, right? And I had an elder who told me, she was like, yo, maybe the universe is telling you don't need to work for nobody. Maybe you need to do your own thing.
Right.
And I never really took that into the heart until I consistently had the same fucking issues on every job I went to. And I'm talking like after high school, where, you kind of step it up a little bit from your little bullshit fast food joints.
We know about
but I kept
that.
having the same fucking issues, people just not respecting you, consistently telling you to do jobs they don't want to do, bottom of the barrel shit. Yeah, and I was like, after a while, I was like, maybe she right. So I made a decision at some point to take myself out of that whole system and value my time and myself. And I said, let me get my skills together, get my skills sanctioned, licensed. And now I can step and either be my own boss and call the shots, or be in a situation where I don't work for you, I work with you. So we got to work together. So this shit don't work without me, and it don't work without you. So we meet in the middle, and we got to come at each other the right way, because I'm an asset now. I'm not just a pawn. So yeah, I got to a point where I just started to structure my entire, financial situation based on that concept. taking myself out of the situation of working for someone and working for myself and being the boss. And if I had to work a situation where I work with a company, I'm going to come in with credentials. I'm an asset. And at the same time, I'm in a situation where, hey, this shit don't work without me and it don't work without you. So we got to work together to make it happen. That's just my 2 cents. But yeah, the racism shit, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's real shit, man. You know, with people that want to work for themselves. You got some motherfuckers that's happy working for people. I mean, I guess that's their place.
Yeah, I heard that.
But all work environments ain't like that. Cause I've been in some good work environments where, you know what I mean, they bringing in lunch for everybody. You know what I mean?
They appreciate you.
I've actually had a couple jobs that way. I've actually had more good experience than I would say bad experience. I mean, real jobs. I ain't talking about the bullshit.
Right.
Like, I've actually had more. I've been in more good environments. Good environments.
My job. This one, niggas gave me like 3 raises, like my first few months in that motherfucker. I was getting raises.
Value. Hey, we can't go nowhere. Let's show this guy that we give a shit. And you know, it's like I've had a couple businesses of my own, and you know, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. And you know, even when I was when I had my own business, dealing with customers and stuff, it was a little level of that. I say, Pod will tell you, we used to run into people, you know, just did. Cause we're here to do some sophisticated work with motors and transformers. We don't know what we're doing. Trying to tell us how to fix something, and we're like, man, I know I do this shit every day. So it was also a level of you know, kind of felt stereotype, like I was just here, or all I am is just a laborer. All I'm good to do is take your trash out, or I'm not good at rewiring shit and trying to get contacts and stuff to work. You know.
So that you ain't good. You're just not qualified by who you are, motherfucker. You automatically not qualified. You don't belong there.
It's called low expectations.
Mm-hmm. Your face card, your skin card.
But I feel in the sense that it kind of makes us sharpen our swords better. I think it makes it better. It should. I mean, how many people are gonna sit there and deal with that and keep on getting disrespected without doing something? I know I'm not.
People actually
a lot of motherfuckers that do though. I've
seen that in the past too.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you why though, because you would get so comfortable in the lifestyle where I'm kind of comfortable myself. That's why I can
get a check every 2 weeks. You don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, it's like you don't, not even just fucking it up. It's like it's less like motive to do better. And if you at a certain point, I'm comfortable. It's being comfortable. That's what I actually mean. When you get comfortable, you don't have too much responsibility when you're comfortable. People like to be in comfort spots where some people get stuck with their jobs like that. They're like so comfortable with, just get a job, get a paycheck, and pay this and that's it. I don't want to be responsible for this, be responsible for that, because that's how you start, moving up top. When you really
more money means more work.
Yeah, for sure.
More hustle, definitely. You gotta hustle,
Yeah, man. And we all actually suffer from that. Just different levels. It's just different levels, you know what I mean? But the reason why you're usually not successful is because of that disease. Because you're comfortable. Because I don't feel like doing this. I got to go here and do this. I got to get a truck. I got to get insurance. I got to, you know what I mean? I got to do all this shit. But it's right here. You already know what you got to do. You know everything you need to do, but you're not going to do it because it's just too much.
Comfortable, like you say.
And the reverse of that is a lot of homeless people. They don't want them response. They like, fuck it.
They like that.
You know what? That probably you meet a homeless person. They're the most at peace people you've ever probably met.
Like they don't want no smoke. They just want to do no responsibilities. Just
don't even bother you about that when you say no. Like, okay, I'll try the next nigga.
Got the clothes on my back.
Exactly. It ain't. I know here in Atlanta, they like to get you off the expressway. When you coming off, they be sitting right.
Say something nice.
Probably make more money than all of us in here, yo.
And then if you look behind, it be like, well, God bless you anyway, bro.
God bless you. God bless you.
Let me ask y'all something.
Come on.
So when I see a Caucasian homeless person, I'm right, wrong, and different. I'm like, Bro, you got the rules to the game. You should know what you supposed to be supposed to pay. Like, no, hell no.
Yo, what did Dave Chappelle said something about that? What he said, what a waste of skin. Some shit he said, what a waste of skin.
Who's your white privilege
True,
card?
when you see a Caucasian going through the same thing you going through, like you really don't want to do shit, huh? Because you can right now take my
You
job.
worse, yeah.
Anybody,
Come and take my job. Shit. Right. That's how you feel.
You can take anybody's job with money right now around you. You know what I mean? Like you could just take my job away from me if you filled out the application. If you wanted my job, why are you out here on the street?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. And down here, man, these panhandlers are making a lot of money. I've seen it. I've seen a guy right out because I used to live right by the highway, come out into the street, and this guy sit up there with an empty gas can and a sign, and he has his family chilling in the back, sitting on chairs, saying he's out of gas. Yep. I seen that same guy by my job with the same gas can and the same shit. So I'm just watching the dude. So I catch him at a store, the Handyway, one day. He buying like cartons of cigarettes, talking about there's a lot more money out this way than that way and stuff. Hustling, bro. I seen the dude hop in a brand new RAV4 at the Walmart. You know, these people are getting that money. Imagine all them cars they seeing per hour. And out of like 100 cars, 4 cars give you $5 or something.
That shit adds up. It adds up.
Right. Yo. I was walking out of Walmart yesterday, right? As soon as I walked out, you know what I mean? Because they be a lot of them at fucking Walmart. So as soon as I walk out, this nigga give me a compliment. And and I had money in my hand. I ain't say shit to him. I just fucking smashed it right in his fucking. I was like, you know what I mean? Because I was so pissed off that I knew what he was doing. Like, as soon as I walked out the door, I was like, hey, man. I was like, yeah. I just smashed the money right in his hand without him asking for it. So, I was so pissed off, man. I was like,
for me, man, you gonna play the shit to play with it.
I'll show you a trick. I know we're getting off topic, but I'll tell you a trick. So when I know a guy about to ask me for money, I'll hurry up and ask him for money. I'm like, yo, man, you got $1 I can borrow? He's like, God damn, man, I'm about to ask you the same damn thing. So I rush. Betsy at like a liquor store or something. Ask them
damn family members will hit your ass too, man.
I heard Terrence saying, God gonna bless you. I remember saying Terrence out there, man. Terrence was like, when he was getting it, and as soon as somebody give him something like, God gonna bless you for this. I was like, Terrence, man, you need to cut that shit out and get a job, dog.
Right.
Terrence T.
Yeah. I had to tell one.
He talking about Terrence.
Oh, he's talking about Terrence. Oh, the other Terrence that became a thing.
Yeah.
What's up, Pot?
What's up, Dre? Because I feel sorry, like, because he the one who I do give money to here and there, because we knew him from high school and all that. But I'm like, man, just what's wrong, man? Like,
you talking about you want to talk to him?
Fucking drugs, man.
I told him I'm out of the money loaning business for a while.
But he out here.
You talking about Laddie brother Terrence? His brother named Laddie. I know.
Damn, what the fuck was his street name? Shot know that nigga street name. He got a street name.
I forgot because he's Rick's know him too because he.
I know you talking about, but I can't remember now.
Skinny. He's a real skinny, tall nigga. Yeah,
I know exactly. I know you know.
Yo, Terrence still around, Pot?
Walk from a mile away. You see that walk from a mile away. Yeah. But the thing is, man, he out there. If it's freezing outside, snowing outside, storming outside, always see him walking. Like, damn, Terrence on the hustle, man.
It's crazy because the nigga was our age. Like when you see people your age, that's crazy, man.
But a lot of that has to do with either a mental issue or they, sometimes a rat race, man, sit your ass down, man. He probably had a bad experience or something.
Well, his shit, he got it. I
think Terrence is on drugs, man.
Yeah, he was on it, man, because we was in our early 20s.
He be like this with like an old man. Who's this? Yeah. Like an old man look when they face go cave in and shit.
He was doing that before family or something. He was like in his 20s, like we was like early 20s, and he became a early, like in our early 20s, man.
That was early though.
You remember when he caught us at the red light, Pot?
Yeah.
Like fucking Ezel and shit on Friday and shit.
That nigga tried to wipe. Try to do your windshield.
We had the windows down and shit. He was like, he just popped up out of nowhere and shit. I was at the red light, so I couldn't pull off and shit. It's like, what's up, Terrence? It's like, what's up, Pop? What's up, Dre? Hey, y'all, let me get some money. Pop was like, shit, I'm broke as a joke. I was like, man, I ain't got no money, man. He's like, oh, y'all some high rollers. Y'all got some money. That shit was so funny.
Yo, he definitely said that. Yo, that's a real body shit.
Yo, because we used to see him. The last times I seen him was over there when Herc's sister lived in Neptune, right across, right by the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
You remember he used to be over there, Ricks, if you remember.
I remember. I'm getting bits and pieces. I
know. Yeah, he's been that area.
Wow.
What happened to Laddie?
And we was young niggas then, man.
What happened to that nigga? What happened to that nigga?
Laddie.
Lad. Whatever the hell his name was.
Laddie.
Damn.
I don't even know. I think he in another state somewhere, man. He ain't even on Facebook. There's a lot of people that don't even be on social media now. They just disappear.
Yo, they had it rough growing up, man. Even when we was kids, man, they just lived in they shit was whack. They had it rough over there.
Where'd they stay at?
In Neptune. Right near across the street from B Park. They just was always dirty, man. Didn't have shit.
You sound like the nigga that used to live down the street from Pot Arnold and shit on 11th Ave. That nigga, Pot. You remember Arnold and them? You remember his little brother used to piss?
I don't even know where he at. I tried to look for him. I don't even know where he at.
But what I'm saying, remember they used to piss in the house like dogs.
Oh yeah.
This nigga went behind a couch and peed, his little brother. I'm like, oh shit.
That was some normal shit to do.
That shit. That's on 11th Ave.
Peace, RTO Beats in chat.
Well, they was on Atkins. That was Atkins. I think. Not 11th Ave, Atkins.
I had a motherfucker sit down on my couch. Sit down on my couch, smelled so bad.
Jamie, yo. Jamie used to smell like that.
His body never left. It smelled like he was still.
Jamie, dog. That's Jamie. Jamie used to leave pee stains on your game control.
Like it was still sick,
Jamie,
man.
Dog.
Pure, bro. Big ass Jamie.
It was Jamie, dog. That nigga left, and I thought he was still sitting there. I'm like, damn.
The smell was just still there.
That was a nasty son bitch. It was summertime. I remember.
Y'all niggas wild.
It was secreting out of shit, bro.
That nigga's body was like a shadow, a cloud of who he was. Like it's like he just left a cloud.
Fucking pigpen, man.
Man, that Asbury Neptune shit. I would never, just that whole dynamic, man. I'm just glad to be from that area, man.
Let me ask y'all a question. So let's get back on this so we can wrap up. So what do you guys feel about affirmative actions in educational institutes? Like, you think that impoverished people, inner city people, should have a leg up as far as getting the same education as someone lived in the middle class?
I believe that.
I mean, you got to lower the standards, man. I don't know really how to take that, man.
Cultures work with cultures.
I feel like you know what I'm saying, we ain't good enough to get in there by ourselves. But I can stand the financial part of it.
Right, but not the not the grade part of it. I got you.
The grade part is out of the part I don't like.
Yo, but what he said, I don't know who said that, but coaches work with coaches. That's for real.
But you know,
that's how that shit goes. Like, well, they gotta recruit. Like, even college or whatever, you gotta, you gotta recruit, man.
I kind of agree with that. I think there should be a leg up because these colleges have certain it's a lot deeper than just there's certain quotas and shit they got to fill, and I think they should continue to do that as well, as far as the education is concerned. But as far as the workplace involved, I just don't agree with that. Somebody you force.
But see, this is what you got to think about. So just think about this, man. Like, just think about this part. The real problem here, this is the real problem in America, period. Well, really with Black people. The reason why we have a hard time, this is obvious, because every business that's hired us usually not owned by a Black person, and there's no Black people that, it's not owned by a Black person. So you got to think about it.
No representation.
So if I had a choice on hiring, a Black guy or white guy, Spanish guy, whatever, who you gonna hire first? Most likely you're probably gonna hire the Black guy, and you're gonna help him out because he's part of your,
I disagree.
Not saying being racist or anything like that, but I just believe that cultures look out for their own people first. They put their own people first, and then they put other people. And not saying in a racist way. It's just somebody in your house, like, you got a big business. You're gonna give that person an opportunity and pay them at a good dollar because they're a part of your whole thing. You know what I mean? So
all right, hold that thought. Hold on before we go further. Why I disagree, Dre?
If I had a corporation, I'm going to hire the individuals who are qualified to
that too
execute my task. But here's the thing, affirmative action is a gift and a curse because it does help, people who need that extra boost. But at the same time, Europeans know if you let us in and we bout that business, it's a wrap. So they really don't want to let us in because they know how thorough we can be with shit, whether it be sports, economics, whatever. They don't want to let us in. But you got the racist aspect of it. I get it. But the bottom line is, if I own a corporation, I'm not gonna hire anybody based on a race, creed, or color, any shit like that. It's gonna boil down to you being able to execute what I need done to maintain my corporation and to take me to the next level.
Right.
And that's it is what it is. And I'm not gonna discriminate on color. It's all going to be about your skill set and what you bring into the table. Yeah. And I think if you deal with us on that fairness, realistically, and not to toot our own horn, but if they dealt with us out here in this world just on that fairness alone, we would take this shit over.
Yeah, and that's why they won't. And that's what Pot's saying. Like,
so my question is, I'm sorry.
I don't say this real quick, Pot. I mean, like, yeah, that's how it should be. What the brother said. That's how it should be, but the reality is it's the other way. And I've seen it happen with Asians as well in the workplace. They'll hire all Asian, But that's all I want to say. Go ahead, Pot.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, so if you had, even if you had a great corporation, if you had a black guy that had the same credentials as the white guy or the Spanish, if you had to make the choice out of them, which one are you going to pick? If they all was on the same level, which one?
I'm picking the brother. I'm picking the brother.
Say that again.
Huh?
Say that again.
If they all were on the same level, they all were qualified for the job, and they were all great. Which one of them are you going to put in the office in your corporation? Which one?
The brother. Don't front, Dre. Don't front now. I want to hear that shit, Dre. You put the brother in there.
See, y'all ain't throw it to me like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you know what? But you know what? I should not make
just
that
keep
decision.
it real,
nigga. No, you're right. But hear me out here. You're right. But hear me out. But that's still perpetuating some of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how everybody works.
Yeah,
that's how
that's it.
So it's like we discussing this, but that still perpetuates some of the bullshit because of race.
Yeah, I know that, but that's how they all run. That's how all these corporations run. That's why we always like, damn, we never get that position because they'll rather have their own in there doing it at that level. You know what I mean? So we always feel this way. I feel that way, you too. You know what I mean? It don't really matter.
Yeah, I had to throw that out there. I will choose the brother because self-preservation, and I see myself in a brother, and he's me. So it's like I gotta preserve self, my clan, my nation. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the hard one, but I'm going to roll with me. And if I see me sitting across from me in a fucking, interview and he got the skill, I'm going to roll with me.
Right.
Yeah, so you can't be that mad at what actually happens in that world like that because Asian is going to hire the top Asian.
I was going to say that. I was going to go with Dixie.
But when you put things, when you put things in places to not let somebody advance, that's where the problem comes into play.
That's where the problem comes right
there. When there's an agenda where the other man can't rise.
Right, good shit.
Right. Yeah, because Orientals they strictly deal with Orientals. They don't.
I seen it.
All them shops they have, usually they family members or friends of the family. That's all they be having up in their spots.
Even if they go out of business, they gonna sell the business to more Asians.
Yeah.
Right. Real quick, wide body. So another position I was in is in the R&D department, right? So they had one Asian manager, right? Everybody else was Caucasian. And of course, the Caucasians hired all Caucasians. I was the only black person in there, but I was able to just sit back and watch them battle each other, the Asians and the Caucasians, right? And the Asian manager hired nothing but Asians. And so one of the Caucasian guys made a comment one day in the break room. He's like, "Man, every time Shao hires somebody, it's always some Asian." And I look at him like, "Have you looked at the other group?" I mean, he doing the same thing y'all doing.
Right.
The white privilege. He want to just be with it.
So that's how we supposed to be winning. You know, that's how we supposed to be.
Yeah.
We the only ones who've been encouraged not to do that. We're the only ones encouraged to shun our history, to not put our people on. We the only ones encouraged to do that.
Yep. Yeah. That's why we're unsuccessful today with that.
Yep. As a group.
So we can't
we won't grab our nuts
when we don't really belong in. You know what I mean? So you know, on a respectful level, people want to work with what they're relative with. People want, you know, they want they want to build their foundations like a kingdom. You know, you want who fits in your kingdom to be a part of your kingdom. And if
going to everybody else's kingdom. We going to everybody else's kingdom.
Yeah.
Right. When it comes to us, they want to put that double standard on us, man. But we can't fall.
Double standard, yeah.
So
but we do. The problem is we always
level.
Yep.
Like we always hate on each other though. We don't like nobody to come up and that's the fucked up part about us. It's that I guess it go way back to slavery where they say the light skin and the dark skin. It kind of seemed that way because you think about it. When somebody do good, we hate on them in our environment. Like that nigga think he all that. Fuck that nigga. That's how we look at it all the time. It's always hate. It's always hate. It's never like, oh yeah, yo, that nigga came up, man. That's good, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying? It's never that. It's always hate. It's always
because we're supposed to be with each other, man. We ain't supposed to because
I think that's post
position too.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's called what, post-traumatic syndrome or whatever. Like
post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Shit got played to the T. Still.
Shit, think about it. I mean, if you black and you go into a white kingdom, you're gonna do shit at the bottom of the barrel. If you Spanish and you go into a white, you know, whatever, you're gonna be at the bottom of the barrel.
That shit is changing a lot, man. A lot.
I mean,
you see the Mexico.
Oh, because we being mixed now, like the world. That's the best thing that can ever happen is having mixed culture because all that shit will slowly evaporate because you ain't gonna be able to tell who the fuck is who. So therefore, that'll probably eliminate that in like 30, 40 years from now, maybe 100,000 years from now.
It's going to take a while because everybody's stuck in their culture. It's always going to be different cultures, though. I can never see it.
No, but I'm saying there's a lot of like interracial, you know,
more people of color
than it is
more people of color.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going to give you a elimination of a lot of shit. Like Rick's gonna be an ancestor pretty soon. They're like, that's your ancestor. You see that big ass?
Damn. I don't think he fully understands. I don't think he fully understands what he just said.
Go ahead, say it, please say it.
You're gonna be an ancestor.
Please say it. Say it then. I mean,
well, no, I take that back. Let Pot explain that because me, you know, I don't want to jump the gun.
I'm saying
what you mean by that?
From years from now, years.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're gonna be looked at as an ancestor, like a skin type, an ancestor. It is, you know, this is our ancestor.
Oh, you said okay.
The mixtures are so hardcore right now that pretty soon white even gonna be an ancestor. Japanese gonna be an ancestor. These are again just like we see ancestors the same damn way. So it's like you become like a old form, like not an old form, but the form before the next form. They're gonna look at you as an ancestor. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna look at this person as an ancestor, because you got all cultures are mixing so hard right now.
Maybe in a certain region.
Black gonna be here forever.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Black gonna be here forever.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe in a certain region. I don't think. I think in a certain region because you think about like Egyptians at one point were what? Well, as far as we know, they were black, right? Like our skin color. Now they look different in that region.
You still got some black Egyptians.
Those are not Egyptians, though.
Well, yeah, you still do. You still do. You're right.
Y'all being fools.
Yeah, those are not Egyptians.
Black Egyptians.
Those are Arabs.
But I'm just saying.
Egyptians.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is a lot of mixture over there.
Yeah, those are not.
I will say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in certain areas, I believe what Pot's saying is true. That certain region you may see, you know. But it's still.
I saw some writings.
Like, damn, that's how we used to look years ago. You know what I mean? It's gonna be.
I saw some writings on, and I also heard this from some of my elders that he's right. The entire planet, not even regions, but the entire planet is browning. They can't stop that. And they're going to get to a point where they're going to isolate themselves to try to prevent it, but it's just not going to happen. But the entire planet eventually is going to, it's browning back to where it was. So there's nothing they could do to stop that.
Yeah, but that's more of a theory.
No, that's happening for real.
You see it. You see
that's
it.
happening. That's not a theory.
I mean, it's happening. It's happening, but it's still a theory.
Nah, all these
well, all right. When you say browning, you just saying you just got color.
How do you brown a Caucasian?
Just color, not black motherfucker, but just color.
Wait. How do you brown a Caucasian? How do you brown a Caucasian?
No, that's what I'm saying. You just saying it color. Okay, I give you that.
But, you guys got to remember.
But what you
remember that Francis.
If it is the essence,
hold on. Go ahead.
Back and repeat itself.
Hey, Drake,
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys remember in the '90s where Dr. Francis Cress Welston was on Donahue all the time discussing the very subject.
Yeah.
We talking early '90s. The whole white genetic survival.
Yeah. So it's not a theory. That's in play.
It's
it's happening, but.
But what?
I just took what you're saying the wrong way.
Why?
I just thought you meant everybody. No, I thought you meant everybody just gonna be dark as hell.
No, not dark as hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Dark as hell will be here forever.
Y'all know we got that.
Yeah, it will be, and I agree with that.
No, but
that's what I thought Dre was saying.
But though and I did a podcast on that, like what makes you black. And people have a tendency of saying, if you're not the color of, Rick's shirt, then you ain't black.
Yeah.
And that's simply not true.
Yeah.
So we got to get out of the shade thing and just deal with the fact that you got melanin dominant individuals on the planet of the earth. And just because you're darker doesn't make you more blacker, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the planet itself is browning. It's going back to that original thing. Now the shades, let nature do what it do. But Europeans will not be Europeans anymore. Fact.
Right.
That's a fact. Recessive gene.
But
there's nothing they can do to stop it.
It'll reverse itself back to where it started anyway. Once you get to that level, because when they start having sex again and all that stuff, it'll just find its way back.
And this is why we have an issue with the sun.
Another 300, 400 years again.
We don't have an issue with the sun, but the sun is aiding this process too. So in order for them to be able to survive on the surface where we're headed, they're going to, whether they know it or not, but they're going to have to, get the complexion for the protection. That's just the bottom line.
They know. Yeah, they just hate it. They just hate it. They know though.
I agree with that. What you're saying.
Unless they're going
I thought you meant something else. Yeah, I agree with that.
But you know what? You ever see the movie The Time Machine?
I've never seen it. I've been wanting to see it. You talking about when he went to different
there's a scene in the movie. Well, the ultimate movie was set way in the future. But he hit his head and he kind of hit the lever on the time thing and went unconscious, and the shit just kept going. And they just showed all of these slides of the earth changing, going through ice ages and the shit melting, mountains and all this other stuff, and the shit covered with water in the future. But when he finally stopped and he came out and he met the inhabitants of this time, every fucking body on the planet was black. And there was one dude who was underground, and he was pale white. And he was their adversary. And he was underground so long, blocked out by the sun, that he was able
to develop, nigga. That's the 5%.
He developed his mind.
That's Yakub or whatever.
So he became very powerful with his mind, but he could not leave from underneath the earth because the atmosphere would have killed him. But everybody was black. Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. And it wasn't like the color Rick's shirt. They were like tropical black. You know
he
how
couldn't
we
deal
get.
with the sun.
Black,
that's why he was on the earth.
That jet black, that shiny jet black.
No, it's like a mixture, like more.
They were like tropical Hawaiian
type.
It looks Samoan.
Yeah, but slightly darker.
Everybody mixed culture. Go back to this, you know what I mean? So
check out The Time Machine, man.
Time.
And that's just a testament to what I'm saying. But Holly, they know what time.
That's what the white dude. Because I was gonna look at this shit. And he was walking like motherfuckers was by trees and shit. He was walking towards.
Yeah, they were living in. They created a whole civilization where they was living like kind of in trees.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. There was no European to be found.
Wow.
Nowhere. There was one white dude in existence. One.
And he was the adversary.
He was the adversary, and he lived underground. He could not come up into the sunlight, and he turned pale white, like white, not pink.
Because the sun would fuck him up.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, Wide Body, man, I just want to make sure the listeners, anybody who watched the show or listen to the show now, again, you know, there's no one answer to the problem we discussed today, but in my experience and what I've dealt with, document what goes on. Definitely. And the EEOC is your friend, because they're going to, at least you will have a third party involved to kind of, you know, watch over things.
And you know what? A lot of people ain't gonna tell you that neither. I mean, there's nothing posted up there. You know, it's fine print, but if any. So definitely
just dealing with the internal HR could be tricky. So
because I feel like a lot of these companies, they're in the back pockets of the management. You know.
Yep. I'm saying, I just want to say that before we got out of here.
Thank you, man. Hey, man, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Guest today, Dixie Freely, Davenport. Thanks for everybody for coming out and tuning in. Please check it back on the playback. Please like, please subscribe, please tell a friend. Thank everybody in the chat for coming through today. Shelly Reed, RTO Beats, 100% True, Tay Lee, Jamal Anderson, JB Swift Productions. Once again, it's Talk That Stuff. Join us next week for episode number 48. Please go check out the POD podcast Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Brainwash on Heavy with Brother Mordeed, VCR, Joanne, and featured guests as well. Once again, we're going to go ahead and roll up on out of here. Had a good time today, guys. Like the piece on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey!